Okay, so let's get started. So rest your hands where they're comfortable on your legs. Allow your eyes to soften or close. And begin by drawing your attention inwards. And take a little bit of time to just notice how you feel. And now draw your attention to your breath. And just noticing your breath, taking a few moments to just observe. And now we'll continue to focus on our breath, but we'll try a breathing technique called alternate nostril breathing. So for this one, we'll use our hands to close one nostril and then the other and just breathe out of one side and alternate side to side. So you can bring your index and middle fingers to the spot between your eyes and then have your thumb and your ring finger free to close one nostril or the other. So we'll start with one full breath. And then close your right nostril and inhale left. Exhale left. And then switch. Close the left nostril and breathe through your right. And now just keep alternating. Breathe naturally, but go side to side, breathing out of just one nostril. And when you're ready to let this go, just bring your hand back down to rest on your legs and breathe naturally for a few rounds of breath. And with your next inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Bring your palms to touch. And as you exhale, draw your hands down the center line of your body. Let's do that a few more times, just allowing the movement to follow the rhythm of your breath. And the next time you bring your arms up, we'll stay here. And then just draw your right hand back and your left forward. And with your inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, go the other way. Let's keep doing this movement along with the rhythm of our own breath a few more times. And the next time you come to center, we'll let this one go. Just bring your arms down, give them a shake out. Nice, bring your hands to rest. You can move our shoulders a little bit, do a few circles. And circle the other way. And let that go. Allow your shoulders to come back to stillness. And now we'll do a little bit of acupressure tapping. So we'll start near the collarbone. So find your collarbones, bring your fingers underneath the collarbones, and then slide your fingers in towards the center. And we're just a little bit away from center. We're looking for two little indents just about here. And then with 2 or 3 fingers, we'll tap. And just keep tapping gently for a couple of breaths. Now we'll go on to another spot right in the center of your chest this time, and just tap. And as we let this one go, we'll find the next spot. Just bring your fingertips to your sides and trace up, coming to kind of the middle-ish of the side of your ribs, and we'll tap here. You can tap like this, or you can cross your arms over like this. And then we'll let this one go and come to the last spot, right on the cheekbones. And just really nice and gentle tapping here. And then we'll let this one go as well. Just let your hands come back to rest. And then with your next inhale, bring your arms back up. Let's bring the right hand down to touch the floor. Add a little bit of length to your spine, and then head over into a side bend. And we'll stay here for a breath or two. And with an inhale, come all the way back up. And we'll go the other way. Right hand down, lengthen through your spine, and side bend. And with an inhale, come on back up. Exhale, drop your arms down, give your shoulders a little shake out again. Nice. All right, let's just do a tiny twist here. So find your rib cage with your hands, add some length to your spine, and all we're gonna do is turn our ribs to face one way, and then slowly over to the other side. And we'll just go side to side a few times. And as you come back to center, we'll let this one go as well. Just move any way you'd like to here. Nice. Okay. And let's change it up so that we're sitting with our legs straight out in front. Nice. Give your legs a little bit of a shake out. All right, and let's bend the left knee and then just cross your ankle over the other leg. Nice. All right. Start off with just pressing your knee down towards the ground a little bit without using your hand if you can. You can press and release a couple of times. Just kind of get your hip to wake up and warm up a little bit. And then let your knee just relax here. And let's bring our attention to our foot and ankle. So start by pointing your foot and flexing. Nice. Try to have this movement feel as if you just got a hinge at your ankle. So if you notice any circly kind of movement as you point and flex, see if you can just move your ankle as if it's got that hinge. And now let's circle. So just circling a few times one way and a few times the other. And then bring your foot back to stillness, and we're going to give our toes some attention. So just squeeze all your toes together and then relax them and then stretch them nice and wide. And we'll try that a few times. See if you can do it just on your left foot. And if you can't do it, that's okay. Just try to get your brain and your toes to talk to each other. And as you go, notice if you're tensing anywhere. Notice if you're shrugging your shoulders up or clenching your jaw or anything. See if you can move with a little bit more ease and softness. And then we'll let it go. Give your foot just a little bit of a shake. Unravel. Shake your legs out. Nice. Let's do that on the other side. So crossing the right over left. Start by just moving your knee down and up a few times. And then relax your leg. And let's move our ankle here again. So just point and flex. And circle. And bring your foot back to stillness, and let's give our toes some attention. So squeeze your toes all together and relax them and stretch them nice and wide and keep going. And same thing here, you can use this to move your toes and wake up your feet, but you can also use it as a bit of a window into your tension patterns. Where in your body wants to brace and grip to try and make this movement happen. Try to breathe nice and easily as well. And then we'll let it go, a little bit of a shake out. Unraveling and shaking your legs when you're ready. Lovely. All right, let's come to a tabletop position. And so you can set up any knee padding or wrist padding that you would like. Lovely. And once you found your way into your tabletop, let's move our spine a little bit. Come on back into awareness of your breath to start with. And then we'll move through cat and cow a few times. As you inhale, arch your back, moving into cow pose. And as you exhale, round through your back, coming into cat pose. And just keep going back and forth with the rhythm of your breath. Come on back to a more neutral spine when you're ready. Nice. Let's lift one knee up off of the ground and just do some hip circles. Maybe circling a couple times in each direction. And then bring your knee back down. Let's do that on the other side. And when you're ready to let it go, let's make our way back to a child's pose. So if you like, you can step your knees a little wider apart, bring your big toes together, and then sit your hips back. Let your chest and your head drop forward. And if your forehead touches the ground easily, you can let it rest there. If not, bring your hands or a prop underneath your forehead. And when you're ready, come on back up. Nice. Okay, let's give our legs a little bit of love. We'll start by stretching the left leg out and tucking our toe under. Nice, and from here, just press back through your heel. As if you could lengthen all along the back line of this leg. And now bring that leg around to the side so that your foot is kind of lined up with your knee, and you're turning your foot so that it's kind of parallel with the long edge of your mat. And let's take a breath or two here. And now bring that leg all the way around to the front, coming into a nice low lunge shape. And just try and line up your front knee over top of your ankle. Lovely. And if you find that you're in a really square lunge like this with your hips over top of the back knee, then see if you can shift forward a little bit. So you've got the back knee a little bit behind your hips. Nice. And then let's bring some engagement to our legs. Try to pull your front foot and your back knee towards each other. And then come on up. Bring your hands to your hips to start with. And you can stay right here with your hands on your hips, or you can bring your arms up. Let's breathe here. And when you're ready, bring your hands back down to your hips and then back down to the ground. And then step that front foot all the way back. Come on back to your tabletop. Nice. And then just move your spine any way you'd like. And when you're ready, let's do that all on the other side. So stretching the other leg back, toes tucked under, just reach all the way from your hip back to your heel. And then swing that leg around to the side. Oh. And take a few breaths here. And come on up to your low lunge. When you're ready, bring that leg right around to the front. Have your hands on either side of your front foot. And then again, try to pull your front foot and your back knee towards each other. And with all that strength in your legs, come on up. Start with hands to hips and choose to either stay here or you can find a different arm position. I'm going to try cactus arms on this side. Nice. And a few breaths here. And you might notice if balance is a factor here or a little sense of wobbliness as you stay here. And just bring your hands back down. So we're going to play around with balance a little bit today and just kind of get used to that feeling of wobbliness and how our body kind of does these little negotiations to try and keep us balanced. So for now, let's bring that leg back around, come back to tabletop, have a bit of movement. And let's sit back for another child's pose. And come on back up as you're ready. And now we're going to come back to our lunge on the first side. Lovely. So we'll set ourselves up for this lunge the same way. Front knee over front ankle as best as you can. Back knee a little bit behind the line of your hips. And also here, I'm just going to turn to face you to show you. If you find that your front foot and your back knee are kind of close to each other, you can step the front foot a little bit out to the side so that your front foot and back knee are more kind of hip width distance apart. But stick with what feels fairly comfortable for your legs and your hips. Nice. All right. From here, we're going to bring our hands up to our hips, nice strong legs. Turn your toes under on the back foot and see if you can come up to a high lunge from here. And if you can't, use your hands to the ground and just lift and lower. Nice. So all we're playing with here is that sense of wobbliness as your legs work to balance you here. Keep your hands on the ground if that feels more comfortable for you. If you have blocks, you can always have those handy as well. And that can be a little bit of a step up for your hands up off of the ground. So choosing whichever version works for you, just try this a couple more times, taking a break whenever you're ready. The next time you bring your knee back down, we'll stay here. Nice. Bring your hands back down to the ground. Take a breath here. And now with your hands firmly on the ground, turn your back toes under, lift your back knee up, and then step that back foot up so that you come to a forward fold at the top of your mat. If you've got blocks handy, you can use those blocks under your hands to make this forward fold more comfortable. And just let your knees be soft, let your head hang down, and take a breath here. With your next inhale, come about halfway up. Keep some softness in your knees and try to bring your spine to a fairly neutral position so that your gaze is down towards the ground. And with an exhale, soften your knees even more, lower back down. And then with your hands planted on the ground or your blocks, whichever is more comfortable for you, we'll step the foot that was forward last time, we'll step it back so that we can come to our lunge on the other side. Lovely. All right, bring your knee back down to your mat, come to your low lunge shape, and take a moment to arrange your legs in a way that feels the most comfortable and steady for you. So again, you can step your feet a little bit wider apart if that helps you to feel more steady. And then we'll try this again. If you've got blocks, you can have them to lift you up a little bit more for this movement. If you don't, you can keep your hands on the ground. If your balance is feeling a little confident today, you can have hands to hips. And with your toes tucked under on the back foot, you can try to lift and lower. Just trying to play with this movement despite or along with the little wobbly feelings that come with balance, and a good challenge for your legs as well. Next time you bring your knee back down, we'll pause here and bring your hands back down. Blocks or the ground, because we're going to come back to our forward fold at the front of the mat. So lift your back knee up and step that back foot forward. Nice soft knees. Let your head hang down. And take a breath here. With your next inhale, come on halfway up again. See if you can add a tiny bit of length to your spine. And as you exhale, lower back down. With your next inhale, slowly come all the way up to standing. As you come to the top, you can reach your arms up. And then exhale to drop them down. Have a little bit of movement. Nice. All right. So we'll continue to play around with balance here. And what I always like to do before we do this is to kind of play with stretching out our feet a little bit. So we've done some movement with our feet already, but we're going to kind of give them a little bit of a massage. And we have a few options. Number one, if you have a rubber ball or a tennis ball, that can be a nice tool to use. If you don't have that, another tool you could use is something like a broom handle. I've just got a dowel here, but if you have a broom at home, you can unscrew the head of that. And if you don't have any of those, then you can just use your hands to give your feet a little bit of a massage just by crossing your foot over this way and using your hands. So for today, we will use the rubber ball just to roll out and massage the bottom of the foot. But just to show you, if you have a broom handle and that's what you'd like to use, you can do the same thing, just rolling the bottom of your foot forward and back. All right, I'll set this to the side for now. So whatever you've got, just give the bottom of your foot a little bit of love. You might even feel like the bottom of your foot can kind of spread out a little bit as you roll it on the ball or the broom handle, or as you just rub with your hands. And if you've got the rubber ball or tennis ball, what we can do here is let our heel come down to touch the ground, keep the ball under the front of your foot, and then just roll side to side a couple times. You go side to side across all of the bottom of your foot, eventually bringing your toes down and letting your heel move side to side. And then let that go and come on back to just resting between sides. And if you're standing up, you can bring your attention down to the bottom of your feet and just notice how they feel. observing the difference from one side to the other. And then we'll do that on the other side. Lovely. So using whatever you've got at your disposal, just giving the bottom of your foot some attention. This is one of those ones that every time we do it in class, I think I should do this every day. It's so nice. And our feet get kind of forgotten inside our shoes a lot of the time. And again, if you have a ball that you're using, you can do a little bit of side to side, starting with your heel on the ground and just moving your toes from one side to the other. And when you're ready, you can switch it to toes down, heel up, keep going side to side a bit. And then we'll let this one go. You can set the ball or the broom handle off to the side. And if you're seated, then you can come up to standing now. And we'll just stand. Let your arms rest. Feel the bottom of your feet on the ground. And just notice the points of contact between the bottom of your feet and the ground. And bring a little bit more attention to 3 spots on the bottom of your foot. So the base of your big toe, the base of your baby toe, and the center of your heel on both feet. So here, here, and right in the center of your heel. So you can think of each of your feet as a little tripod, balancing your weight. And now lift your toes up off of the ground. You might feel those 3 spots a little bit more, and you can also be aware if your weight tends to fall inward or outward, if you can kind of balance your weight on those 3 spots. And then as you set your toes down, bring them a little wider apart and then set them down. Nice, just feel your connection, feet on the ground. And then shift your weight over to your right foot. Just lift your left foot up off of the ground. If you're near a wall, you can use that for some balance. And we'll just do some ankle circles here. Nice. And again, you might feel that wobbliness as you balance on one foot. Something that you can do here is focus your eyes on a steady spot in front of you, something that's not moving, and see if that helps with your balance. And then bring this foot back down. Take a moment, maybe shake out your legs a little bit. Nice. And again, lift your toes up, spread them out, set them back down. Bring your awareness to all the points of contact on the bottom of your foot, thinking about that tripod. And then shift your weight over to the other foot. Lift up the right. Maybe find a spot for your eyes to concentrate on the ground or the wall ahead of you. And let's do some ankle circles. Something that I also find that can help with balance sometimes is bringing all of your fingertips together in front of your chest. And breathe easy even as you balance. And then we'll set this leg back down. Nice, a little bit of movement. Coming back to stillness as you're ready. And just feel your feet, feel your legs, feel your hips. Notice how they feel. If you feel a little bit more awake in your legs, Nice. All right, and let's take this into a tree pose. So to start off with, let's bring our attention down to the bottom of our feet again. Lift your toes up, spread them out, set them back down. A little bit of awareness in the tripod at the bottom of your foot. Shift your weight over into your right leg. Find that spot for your eyes to focus on if you found that helpful. And then just come up onto your left toes. Nice. With your hands at your hips, all we're going to do here is turn the left knee out to the side. Nice. With your hands on your hips, you can notice if your hips want to move along with that. See if you can just find that spot where your knee can go out to the side, but your hips can stay fairly even. And then you can bring your foot to the inside of your standing foot and either stay there or bring your foot to the inside of your shin. Nice. And wherever you are, let's stay here, breathing, noticing the little wobbliness of this balancing pose, maybe bringing your palms together or your fingertips together in front of your chest. And breathe easy. You can focus your eyes on that steady spot in front of you. If you're feeling confident in your balance, you can bring your arms up. And breathe easy here. And then if your arms are lifted, you can bring them down. See if you can undo this leg with control from this pose and set it back down the ground. Lovely. Give it a shake out. Nice. Stand easy. Let your arms rest. Bring your attention down to your legs. Feel your connection with the ground through your feet. And let's do that on the other side. So let's start with our toes. Lifting the toes up, spreading them out, setting them back down. If you've got a little bit more connection there, feel those 3 points on the bottom of your left foot. Shift your weight over, bring your hands to your hips, find the spot for your eyes to focus on, and then lift up onto your right toes. And just move your knee out to the side only as far as you can without your hips wanting to shift over to the side as well. And then find your tree pose on this side. Could be that this side is a little better with balance, a little worse. See what works for you. Nice. Once you've got that, breathe easy, keeping your eyes focused on that steady spot you found. You can choose a different arm position if you'd like. Let's take another breath or so here. Feel free to let the pose go if you're done with it though. And then we'll let it go with control. Take this leg right back down to an easy standing position. Give it a bit of a shake out. Nice. All right. And from here, we'll come back down to the ground and we'll stay on the ground for the rest of the class. So we'll go from a little bit of a lying down movements and poses right into Shavasana, our resting pose. So bring anything that you'd like for Shavasana, like blankets or pillows or socks or sweaters along with you. Come on down to your back when you're ready. When you found your way onto your back, take a moment to feel all the points of contact between the back of your body and the ground. Noticing that your body can just rest on the support of the solid ground beneath you. And then bring both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Have a bit of a rock from side to side. Come on back to center. And then keep your right knee in towards you and stretch your left leg long on the ground. Nice. Holding your right knee with your left hand. Let your right arm rest on the ground by your side. And once you're here, just notice your shoulder blades. Notice where they are on the ground right now. And we'll come into a twist, but only as far as we can go while allowing our shoulder blades to stay on the ground. So just bring your right knee over to the left. And if you find that your shoulders are shifting or lifting, then back off of your twist a little bit. Find that sweet spot where your upper body can stay easy on the ground and your lower body can participate in the twist. And when you're ready to let this one go, come on back to center. Let's stretch the right leg out nice and long. Take a breath here. You can move or stretch a little bit between sides of the twist if you'd like. And let's do it all on the other side. So bring your left knee in. Hold on with your right hand. Take a moment to connect with your shoulder blades, just feeling where they are on the ground right now. And then bring your knee over into the twist, paying attention to your shoulder blades without pushing them down on the ground. Just let them stay easy on the ground. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. And again, when you're ready to let this one go, come on back to center. This time, bring both knees in towards your chest again. Have a little bit of a rock from side to side. When you're ready, place your feet back down on the ground. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Give them a little bit of a shake out. Nice. Let your shoulder blades settle down towards the ground. Keep your arms lifted. Let's just lift our arms a few times. Up overhead, and then back up to the starting place. Just a couple of times, easy, gentle movement. Lifting your arms only as much as you can without your back arching or anything in your spine shifting or bracing. And the next time you come up to the starting place, just release your arms, let them rest on the ground. Before we head into Shavasana, maybe just let your head rock from side to side a few times. Take a moment to take any more stretches or movements that you'd like before we head into Shavasana, our resting pose. And then find your way into a comfortable position. You can lie on your back, you can lie on your side, you can lay on your belly, just whatever is comfortable for you that'll allow you to rest for a few minutes. And as you get set up, I will go turn the lights down. When you've found a comfortable position, take a few deeper breaths. Softening with each exhale. Letting go of any sense of effort. giving yourself permission to just do absolutely nothing but rest for the next few minutes.